Welcome back to the Traders Expo here at Bally's Paris, Las Vegas. I'm your host, Mark Lieberman, and we're talking to Jack Crooks from Black Swan Capital. Jack's an old friend and a real expert, a unique resource for us in the currency pair market. Not too many, a lot of people like it or talk about it, but you don't really find the experts out there making the forecast and doing the analysis that Jack does. Jack, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, so before the break we were talking about the Canadian dollar, US dollar. Let's, if you have time, let's talk about some of the forecasts for all the pairs that you do follow.
Sure. You know, it's as your question alluded, it's really a tough call in here. Is the U.S. dollar in just a correction, as we're talking about off camera, or is it something much broader? Either way, we think there's money to be made trading this intermediate term move in the U.S. dollar. We think the Japanese yen is going to weaken here, maybe up to 117 would be a quote, and that'd be a decent move in the Japanese yen. Ultimately, we think things are happening in Japan in a good way.
Okay.
We're seeing a lot of bubbling up in the economy.
They've kept interest rates at zero there forever.
Yeah, they have.
Or minus.
Yeah, they really have. But the Japanese yen often doesn't trade on the interest rates. It really is a perverse currency compared to the other pairs. It trades a lot on sentiment. It trades a lot on safe haven play because the yen is the other real safe haven currency. So if we see some type of real correction in the U.S. stock market, which could be coming soon, that's when we think the yen could strengthen again.
Oh, that's interesting.
After a correction higher in here. It tends to move very, very tightly if you look at its correlation with its own stock market and with the S&P 500,
okay.
The Japanese yen. So that's one. We also think there's opportunity in the British pound.
Okay.
These guys that we're talking about Brexit have been wrong.
Okay.
The British economy still looks fairly decent. The Bank of England just raised interest rates.
They thought the currency would collapse, right?
Absolutely. And it hasn't, because the background economy is holding up. Everybody at the Financial Times was completely wrong on this.
Okay, well, press is usually wrong.
Exactly. So we do think that it has room to come down again, just because the dollar's in a little bit of a bull trend. But ultimately, long term, we think that is a great play. We'd buy it if it came down to 126, 127 area.
Okay.
Against the dollar, we would definitely be buying that.
Okay.
The euro is an open question.
Yeah, that was going to ask you. The euro. Where are we going with that?
It's still something that you got to look at the Eurozone and say it's still deteriorating. We got the political problems there.
Look at Spain.
Yeah, it's just an absolute mess, but it holds up again because it's the biggest competitor against the U.S. dollar and has some deep capital markets on a relative basis. So again, we could see that correct lower, go higher, but if that goes higher over the next couple of months, we think that's a major short and could come back in a very, very big way. You see a lot of positioning in the euro. A lot of people like it, a lot of fund managers, and often this, Michael, those tend to be extremes when you see one-way positioning in a security, no matter what it is, and you're seeing a real big positioning in the euro for reasons we don't really see.
Very interesting. Well, we ran out of time. Jack Crooks from Black Swan Capital has been with us. What's the best way for our listeners to get in touch with you?
The website, www.blackswantrading.com.
Blackswantrading.com. Thank you, Jack, again for joining us.
Thank you.